When you look at a map of Europe, France seems like just another piece of the puzzle, a beautiful country famous for wine, fashion, and the Eiffel Tower. But what if I told you that France's true power isn't hidden in its museums, but in its borders? And I'm not just talking about its neighbors in Europe. Most people believe France's longest border is shared with Spain, or perhaps Belgium. They are dead wrong. To find France's longest land border, you have to leave the European continent entirely, cross the Atlantic Ocean, and dive into the dense, humid jungles of South America. There, France shares a massive 450-mile frontier with Brazil. This isn't a remnant of a forgotten history. This is the modern reality of a global superpower hidden in plain sight. From the jagged peaks of the Alps to tropical islands in the Indian Ocean and strategic outposts in the Pacific, France is the only nation on Earth that never truly let the sun set on its empire. Today, we are stripping away the postcards to look at the cold, hard geography that transformed France into the world's seventh largest economy and a military titan. This is how geography didn't just help France, it made it invincible. The ghost of empire, a global footprint. To understand France, you have to realize that the hexagon, the shape of mainland France, is only part of the story. While other colonial powers like Britain or Portugal retreated almost entirely to their home islands, France took a different psychological and legal path. Regions like French Guiana in South America, Guadeloupe in the Caribbean, and Réunion in the Indian Ocean are not colonies. They are technically as much a part of France as Paris is. They use the euro, they vote in French elections, and they give France something no other European nation has: a permanent, sovereign presence in every single ocean on the planet. This global spread gives France the second largest exclusive economic zone in the world, trailing only the United States. Think about that. A country the size of Texas controls more of the world's oceans than China or Russia. This isn't just about fishing rights. It's about deep-sea minerals, underwater internet cables, and strategic naval positioning. But the influence goes deeper, specifically into Africa. While the French Empire officially dissolved decades ago, 14 African nations still use the CFA franc, a currency historically pegged to the French franc and now the euro. France maintains a massive grip on the resources, languages, and financial institutions of these nations. It's a soft power empire that ensures France remains a kingmaker in global geopolitics. Historically, this thirst for expansion was driven by a need for sheer numbers. In the 17th century, France was the demographic giant of Europe. 1 out of every 5 Europeans was French. But centuries of brutal warfare, the French Revolution, and the catastrophic loss of millions of lives in World War I decimated their population. In a desperate and controversial move during the 1960s and 70s, the French government even relocated thousands of children from its island territories to mainland France to bolster its dwindling workforce and rural populations. France has always known that in the game of global power, geography and population are the only currencies that matter. The fortress of the hexagon. Now, let's zoom back into mainland France. If you were a general tasked with designing the perfect defensive position, you would draw France. It is a natural fortress, protected on almost every side by geographic barriers that have frustrated invaders for 2,000 years. To the south, the border with Spain is defined by the Pyrenees. These aren't just hills, they are a jagged, high-altitude wall stretching from the Atlantic to the Mediterranean. In the 8th century, when Islamic forces conquered the Iberian Peninsula and surged northward, it was this formidable terrain that slowed their momentum, providing a natural shield that helped prevent the further expansion of the Umayyad Caliphate into Western Europe. Turn your gaze to the southeast, and you find the Alps, the highest mountain range in Europe. Spanning 8 countries, the Alps create a massive vertical wall between France and Italy. This makes a land invasion from the southeast nearly impossible for a modern army. Moving north from the Alps, the natural defenses continue with the Jura Mountains and the Rhine River, which serves as a liquid border between France and Germany. However, there is a heel in this Achilles story. Between the end of the Ardennes forest and the North Sea lies the Great European Plain, a stretch of flat, fertile land. This is the invasion corridor. Because there are no mountains or major rivers here, it is the only place where France is truly vulnerable. History bears this out. This is exactly where German forces struck in 1870, 1914, and most famously in 1940 during the Blitzkrieg of World War II. But aside from this one northern gap, France is essentially a gated community. The double sea advantage. France's greatest economic blessing, however, is its two-ocean status. It is the only European power that has significant coastlines on both the North Sea Atlantic and the Mediterranean simultaneously. This is a massive logistical cheat code. In the north, France sits directly on the English Channel. This is the busiest shipping lane in the world. Every piece of cargo moving from northern Europe to the rest of the world has to pass by France's front door. But while Germany or Poland are trapped by the geography of the North and Baltic Seas, France can simply look south. By having a Mediterranean coastline, France has a direct highway to the Middle East, North Africa, and, via the Suez Canal, the booming markets of Asia. If a merchant in Marseille wants to ship goods to China, they don't have to sail all the way around the Iberian Peninsula. They just head east. This dual access allows France to act as a bridge. For landlocked neighbors like Switzerland, or even heavy exporters like Germany, the shortest route to the Mediterranean often runs through French infrastructure. Take the port of Marseille, or the strategic hubs along the Rhone. France can receive goods from the Indian Ocean at its southern ports and move them via rail or river to the heart of Europe faster than almost anyone else. The liquid gold, rivers and agriculture. While most people focus on the coastlines, the true wealth of France flows through its veins, its river systems. The Seine, the Loire, the Garonne, and the Rhone are not just scenic waterways for tourists. They are the engines of the French economy. These rivers do three vital things. First, they provide a limitless supply of fresh water and a natural cooling source for France's massive nuclear power sector, which provides the bulk of the nation's electricity. Second, they serve as an internal highway system, connecting major inland cities like Paris and Lyon to the sea. Third, and most importantly, they have created some of the most fertile soil on the planet. France is the agricultural powerhouse of Europe. After Ukraine, it possesses the largest amount of arable land on the continent. But unlike Ukraine, France's geography is stable and highly mechanized. It is the third largest agricultural exporter in the world. Whether it's wheat, dairy, or the world's most expensive wines, France's geography allows it to feed itself and most of Europe. If you found this deep dive into the power of maps fascinating, you're going to love our breakdowns of other global players. We've put together a specialized playlist covering the strategic secrets of Saudi Arabia, the unique geography of Turkey, and the impossible borders of Mexico. Click the playlist on your screen now to keep exploring. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments which country's geography we should tackle next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.